And we'll get back to our mats. I'll get back to my mat. And I should remind you right here at the beginning that we might use a strap, we might use a block. So if you have those nearby or just out of reach, you want to grab them and bring them closer to your mat. So we're going to start here in a seated position with our hips lifted up a little bit higher than our knees, which allows us to lengthen up without getting as tired. As the longer we sit, the more our back wants to kind of go, oh, I'm so much more comfortable when I do this. But when you sit on a blanket, you have the opportunity to lengthen and be more comfortable doing it. So we're going to do that and relax the shoulders away from the ears, draw the ears back over the shoulders, soften the jaw. Close your eyes if you like to close your eyes when you're doing yoga. And feel your connection to the earth. Feel yourself sitting on the earth, grounded, connected, safe, and secure. Feeling the quiet breath, the breath that is present throughout your entire life, moving through you. And then let's begin to deepen the breath. Drawing the breath in through the nostrils all the way down into the lowest parts of the lungs. So the diaphragm is going to release. We're going to expand through the belly. And then as we exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and comes back to its sitting position. And the belly draws back towards the spine. So deep breaths in, long breaths out. Keep your focus on your breath. Big breaths in and long breaths out. And feel the distractions of your life melting away, becoming periphery, getting fuzzy. And let your breath be in laser sharp focus, the anchor that draws you back to the present moment again and again and again. Let's create an intention for our practice today. Breathe it in on the next in-breath. Let it go on the next out-breath. And then let's bring our fingertips to the mat. So we'll move our hands from our laps to the floor next to us. We're going to take a breath in and exhale the right ear closer to the right shoulder. And let's walk the left hand away. So the left hand is walking a little bit further away from your body. And then we're going to turn the head and look at the right shoulder. Let's turn the head back out, lift the head to center, and slide the hand back in. Take a breath here. As you exhale, bring the left ear towards the shoulder. Both the shoulders are going to stay right where they are. We're going to walk the right hand away. And then let's make that turn. So we'll turn the head and look at the left shoulder. We're keeping the jaw soft and quiet. And then we'll turn the face back towards the front and lift up, slide the hand back. Let's walk the hands just a little bit behind us. So I'm tiptoeing my hands just a little bit behind me. So I feel like my heart is lifted and open. I'm going to let my chin drop down towards my chest. And then let my head turn out to the right. So my left ear is looking down at my lap. Let's look down again. And then let's look out to the left. And then down again. And we're going to lift the head back to center. Lift the arms up overhead. Clasp your hands. Press the palms up. Take a breath. And a little baby bend to the right on the exhalation. Inhale through the middle. Little baby bend. Let's come back to the center. Inhale, stretch up even higher, and exhale, float your arms down to the earth. We're lifting the shoulders now to the ears, rolling them back. Lifting and rolling. Lifting and rolling. A couple more. And then let's change the cross of the legs. And if you need to stretch them out in between, feel free to do that. We'll change the cross. I'm going to interlace the fingers again and circle the wrists. And then we're going to keep them interlaced, but we're going to do a little bit of a wave, what I call a wave. So one elbow lifts as the other drops down. And then we're going to wave it back the other direction, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do. And then pressing the palms away. And then releasing with a shake. Now we're going to try something different. So we're going to stretch our arms out. We're going to cross the left over the right. So the left hand comes over the right hand, left arm over right arm. And we're going to interlace our fingers. And then we're going to pull the hands up and let them drop out. And then we're going to come back up and out. Change hands. So now your right is on top. We're going to draw the hands in. So I'm bringing them towards my chest, letting them turn around and drop in front of me. And then back out. Let's release the arms with a shake. And let's then go ahead and do a big swirl around. Big swirl around. So just moving the muscles of our hands and arms in slightly different ways, working into what I call nooks and crannies that we don't typically go to. Let's circle back the other way. And then we're going to come up, take a breath. As you exhale, we're going to do our first twist to the right, left hand to the knee, right hand to the floor, or I'm catching my blanket here that I'm sitting on, turning my head to the right, but not as far as it'll go, just a comfortable position here. Breathe in to lengthen the spine. The next time you breathe in, let's unwind. Take a breath in the center. And exhale, let's twist to the left. Let your head turn, but not as far as it will go, just a comfortable distance. Big breaths up the spine, lengthening always as we rotate. And then we unwind on an in-breath. Since we've been sitting cross-legged for a while, let's straighten out our legs. I'm going to stay on my blanket for a little while longer. Just going to straighten out my legs, circle my ankles around. They've been squished up there next to my legs. And we'll circle the other way. And then we're going to do a tap with the legs, wake them up. And then let's point and flex the feet. So pointing the toes and flexing them back, and pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. Let's do a couple more. Point and flex, point and flex. And then let's relax. Let's take a big breath in. And let's blow it out. Now let's come off of our blankets for a little bit. We're going to stay pretty low in this class today because I really do want to focus on some of those areas we don't get to really very much because we're so focused on our hips and our shoulders. Let's drop our knees from side to side just to move into our hips a little bit. And then we're going to drop our knees all the way over to one side and come to table position so that we can do a little round of cat-cow. So hands under shoulders. Let's start with a tap with the tops of our feet to wake our feet up. And then a tuck under, we'll push the hips right back to the heels, just focusing on our calves and the bottoms of our feet a little bit. And then let's rock forward and come down to our forearms so that we can do our cat-cow from our forearms. So we'll look down at the mat, draw the shoulders away, take a breath, and as you exhale, round it up chin to chest. Gives us a wonderful opportunity to get back into the neck. Gazing forward on the cow position. So back and forth we go. Take another breath in, and we'll blow that breath out. And then back to neutral. Let's come back to our hands and let's come up on our fingertips. So we're holding our table on our fingertips with the opportunity to strengthen our hands. So holding some weight. If it's too much, drop your hips back a little bit towards your feet. If you need more, your shoulders are coming right down on your fingers, making like a little cup with our fingers. Now we're going to come down to the base of our fingers in what's called the potted palm pose. So I've got my palms off the floor, but I've still got my fingers on the floor. So giving our fingers a little stretch here. Couple breaths. And then we're going to release the hands, sit back in Vajrasana if you can manage that. Do a little shake for your hands. If you can't, you're up here more. And then hopefully some of you are in Vajrasana. We're going to lift our knees up. So our hands are back here by our feet. We're going to lift our knees up to take us into our ankles a little bit. If you can't manage that, you might be able to manage this using your abdominals to help you a little bit, stretching our shins, which is a very difficult place to stretch. Move yourself back into your table and let's extend the right leg, tuck the toes, press back into the heel. So we do these sorts of things all the time in yoga. We move our feet in all sorts of different positions. And it's not until somebody actually points out that you really are doing that, that you realize that you really are doing that. We move our feet so much. We move our toes, we move our hands, we move our fingers. All these places, so important to stay toned, to keep the joints supple. The knee comes back underneath us, and we're going to extend the left leg. Do the same thing, tucking the toes. And then we're going to draw that knee under. Tuck the toes and push yourself back into squat. And then stand to the forward fold. And we'll take a nice stretch for the back of the body here. Let the arms hang, let the head hang. I love this position for neck traction. So we're looking back through our legs. And then we're going to stand up. I know I said we were going to stay pretty low, but we're going to keep it simple when we're standing. There's just a couple of things that we can't do unless we're standing up for our feet. So let's find our way into mountain pose. Let's connect to the bottoms of our feet, the four corners of our feet, either side of the heel, either side of the ball. Soften up your knees, drop your tail, lift your heart. And I'm going to put my hands right here on my hips, just kind of keep them out of the way, but give them something to do. And I'm going to rise up to the balls of my feet and my toes. And then we're going to come back down and lift up our toes only. So the four corners of your feet are still on the floor. And then let's come up to the balls of the feet and the toes. And then we're coming back down and lifting up the toes. I'm going to do this a couple more times. So lifting to the balls of the feet. This would be like a baby palm tree pose, palm tree balance. Back down and lift up the toes. Now let's give our toes a shake and our feet a shake and our legs a shake and get some energy flowing. And then one of my favorite exercises for feet, I usually have an imaginary dish towel, but today I have a floppy scarf, and I'm going to show you. With this scarf, I'm going to stand on the very back edge of it, and with my toes, I'm going to scrunch, 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 scrunch. It's not moving. I'm not doing this well enough. Scrunch that. I did this in another class and it worked perfectly. But I'm scrunching, scrunching, scrunching using my feet. Here we go, a little bit at a time, little bit at a time. And this will strengthen the arches of your feet. Let's relax. We're going to lift up all of our toes and we're going to look down. So all of your toes are lifted. Let's put down just the big toe on the floor. See if you can keep all of your other toes lifted. See if you can keep a micro bend in your knees. And then we'll lift up the big toe. And we're going to try to put the little toe only on the floor. This is harder. Relax your jaw. And then let's relax. We're going to shake the feet, shake the feet, shake the feet. Hopefully you're starting to feel some energy flowing through your feet, through your legs. Let's feel that energy. We'll take another breath. And then we're going to bring the hands right here to the heart. I usually do this sitting down, and you can sit down if you want to, but I'm standing up so that our legs don't fall asleep, so that we're not sitting the whole time. So we're gluing our hands together. We've got super glue all over our hands, especially at the base of our palms. It's super strong there. And we're going to push the hands down as far as we can without letting the palms come apart. So it's down as far as you can without letting the palms come apart. So we're stretching the forearms. And then we're going to let the palms come apart, but we're going to keep the fingers together. And we're going to push down a little bit lower. So closer to the navel, soften up the knees. And then let's release with a shake. We're going to bring our hands back to that place, but this time we're going to turn them upside down. Follow them down to the floor. We're back in our forward fold. We're going to walk into down dog. Step your feet back, turn your toes toward each other. So you're going to do a little walk, but you're going to do a little walk as a pigeon, pigeon-toed walking. And then let's turn our feet out and let's do a little walking like a duck. And then we're going to walk our feet way to the edges of our mat, but we're going to point our toes forward and we're going to do a little walking there. And then let's come down on our knees, bring your toes together, sit back in a wide-legged child's pose, extending the arms overhead. Let your forehead come to the floor. And we're going to take a rest here. Nice big breaths to your back body. And then let's begin to release. We're going to come back to an upright seated position. Let's cross our legs. You can sit on your blanket again if you like. Let's bring the right hand to the floor, left arm lifts up, take a breath, and let's lengthen over to the right side. So a nice big lateral bend here. Reaching with the left arm. Let's inhale, come up. Exhale, float the arm down. Inhale, up we come with the right arm. Exhale, over. Let's inhale to release. Exhale, float the arm down. We're going to bring the hands behind us now, interlacing your fingers and lifting your hands right up off the floor. So opening up the chest, shoulders. And then let's let the hands intertwined come over here next to your right waist. And we're going to drop the ear towards the right shoulder. And then let's inhale, head to center. The arms are going to lift off the back again, lift them up, and then bring your hands over to your left waist. And we're going to let the left ear drop towards the left shoulder. We'll inhale the head to center, lift the hands back one more time, and then release. We'll bring the hands around to the front. We're going to take the right pinky with the left hand and circle the pinky around. So you're going to try to soften up your right hand. Let your left hand do all the work. And then back the other direction. And squeeze and pull your pinky. And then go to the fourth finger. We'll do the same thing. Try to keep your shoulders as relaxed as possible. You can keep this pretty low. We're circling both ways. And then we'll squeeze and pull. And then the third finger is circling. And the other way. And then we'll squeeze and pull that third finger. Second finger will circle. And circle the other way. And then we're going to squeeze and pull. We'll get to the thumb finally, and we're circling the thumb. We're circling it the other way. We're going to squeeze it, but we're not going to pull it quite so hard as the other fingers. But a nice squeeze. Let's go to the other side. So the pinky, we're circling. We're circling the other way. And we're going to squeeze and pull. The fourth finger, we're circling. And then the other way. And then a squeeze and a pull. Third finger. Circle. Circle the other way. Squeeze and pull. Second finger, index finger, we're circling. Circling the other way. and then squeeze and pull, and then the thumb. We'll circle the other way, and a big squeeze, but less of a pull. Let's shake the hands. All right, relax the shoulders. In fact, let's lift the shoulders up to the ears, roll them, big roll back and down, lift and roll, lift and roll. And then let's put the hands on the shoulders and let's swim with our elbows. So we'll swim forward with our elbows. So all this movement in the ribs, opening up the ribs, moving the internal organs, getting things in different positions. And then let's circle the other way. So we're swimming the backstroke. And then let's open up the elbows nice and wide. And then let's bring them together and round the back a little bit. Drop the chin, almost like we're doing a little cat-cow, but we're using our shoulders and our arms. So exhaling as we bring our elbows together. And inhaling as we open them up. Let's do one more. So drawing the elbows together. Opening them up. This time, let's just open up the arms. Like we're giving the first day of summer a big hug. Oh, thank you, summer, for being here. And then let's release. We're going to sit up nice and tall. So if you're not already sitting on your blanket, we're going to be here for a bit. So you may want to come back up. Oh, what a relief that is, right? To sit up on the blanket. Let's move to our face a little bit. So we're going to interlace our fingers, face and head. And we're going to put our hands right on top of our head. And we're going to move our hands side to side. I hope you can see that. I'm just basically doing this on the top of my head. So I'm moving the skin, moving the flesh on the top of my head, moving my hair follicles. And then we're going to go forward and back. So same thing, forward and back. When do we ever move our head like this? Not really, never. Maybe when we're brushing our hair a little bit. So stimulating all of those places. Let's move our hands to the forehead. We're going to go up and down on the forehead. Try to keep the rest of your face relaxed. And then we're going to go side to side. So there's not a lot of movement, but there's some movement. And then we're going to release our arms. Our shoulders get tired, right, of being up there. So soften the shoulders a little bit. Let's do little raindrops all over the face. So fingertip raindrops. Like little pitter patter all over your face. And we're going to make sure that we pitter patter across our forehead and our temples. And we're going to pitter patter around our eyes, gently around our eyes, just waking everything up around our nose and around our mouth. All kinds of muscles in your face, lots of them. And then up through the jaw. And here I'm going to make my fingers go together as like a little tapping tool and tap at the jaw. Let my upper teeth and lower teeth part from each other. The big muscle in there that gets nice and tight. And then let's relax. Notice that stimulation of energy in your face. We're going to make a big O with our mouth. So a big O, like you're opening your mouth and going, like you're surprised about something. And then we're going to purse our lips together like we're a fish. And then we're going to do the big O again. And then be a fish. And then the big O. and then be a fish. And then relax your face. We're going to let the lower chin come forward of the upper jaw. So we're going to give ourselves an underbite. And then we're going to tip our head back a little bit. I shouldn't use the word tip. Lengthening back is more of the idea. Like you're going to touch the space where the wall and ceiling meet behind you. So jaw is forward, lower jaw is forward, head is lengthening back. And then let's relax. Now we're going to think about the space around our mouth. And we're going to let our mouth, our lips come together, but we're going to move our tongue through that whole space, like you're trying to stretch out that space so that it's hard to talk and do this at the same time. In fact, it's impossible. So you're going to push your tongue up and then all the way around. And then whether you went clockwise or counterclockwise, you're going to go the other direction now. And then relax, a little exercise for your tongue there, right? Now, these are all face yoga exercises. So we're doing face yoga now. We're going to stick our tongue out, stick it all the way out, and then point it up like you're trying to touch your nose. And then over to the right. And then over to the left. And then let's go down again. We'll stick it out. And then up. And then relax your face. Doesn't that feel like your face did a lot of exercise? It's crazy. Let's just move it any way you want now. Freestyle, like you're dancing freestyle with your face. Anything that feels good. Open and close your eyes. Move your jaw side to side. And then let's relax. Let's move to our eyes. So we're going to bring our arms out. Let's bring them beside us, but sort of forward. So if you're looking in your peripheral vision, you can see them. And I'm going to slide them back until they disappear. I've got my thumbs pointing toward the ceiling. And without moving my head, I'm going to look to the right so I can see my thumb over here. And then I'm going to look to the left so I can see my thumb over here. So we're going to go right to left, back and forth, only moving our eyes, not moving our head. Keep breathing. And then relax. Rub your hands together. And then place your palms over your eyes. This is called palming eyes in a dark, warm cave here. The dark, warm cave of the palm of your hand. And then let's release. Let's do another eye exercise. This one is kind of interesting. We're going to outstretch our thumb. It doesn't matter which one. Your hand is out in front of you. You're looking at your thumbnail with both of your eyes. And then we're going to bring the thumbnail closer and closer and closer and closer. And you're going to keep your eyes on your thumbnail. So your eyes are going to cross. You'll feel them cross. And then we're going to move back out again. So you're kind of adjusting from your distance vision to your close vision, keeping those muscles working So in, your thumb comes, out, your thumb goes. One more time. Keep your eyes on your thumbnail and out again. And then let's rub our palms together. And put your eyes inside that cave. And then let's release. We're going to do one more exercise for our eyes, similar to what we did here. But this time we're going to look up and down. So we're going to imagine that we have a clock face in front of us, the old-fashioned kind, not the digital kind. And without moving your head, and if you think you're going to move your head, you can always just hold your head steady with your hands. You're going to look up and down. So you're looking at 12 and 6, 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 and then back to the center. Let's imagine that that clock is round, and we're going to go all the way around clockwise without moving your head, just your eyes, and all the way around counterclockwise. This is what's hard. It's hard to keep your head still when you're doing this. Your head wants to help you. And then let's come to the center. Hands rub together. Let's place our hands over our eyes in our nice dark cave. And then let's release. Let's go to our backs with a block and with whatever you're using as a strap. Just going to do a couple things on our backs. We're going to get there the easy way, which is using our elbows. And then put your head on a block. If you don't have a block, try to find a thick book or something that lifts your head a little higher than an inch or two, something a little higher than that. Your feet and legs in constructive rest pose position. Let's just let the head drop side to side here. So you're massaging across the occipital ridge, right? The base of the skull where the neck and the skull come together, neck and the head. And then let's come back to the middle. Remove the block. So your head comes to the floor, and we're going to take the strap or the scarf or the belt. It's easier to find a substitute for the strap. Let's wrap it around the ball of the right foot. Slide your elbows to the floor. So you've got one end of the strap in each hand. We're going to keep the leg fairly straight. So if your leg is further away, then that's fine. We're just going to use the strap to move the ankle side to side. So I'm going to pull on one end of the strap and then the other. So sometimes my big toe is closer to the ceiling and sometimes my little toe is closer to the ceiling. It's just little back and forth. And then we'll come back to the middle and just pull down on the toes a little bit so you feel the stretch moving up or moving down through your calf. Now let's release the strap. Cross your right leg over your left. Pick your feet off the floor and take hold of your ankles. So we're going to hold on to the ankles, draw the ankles towards the hips. If you can't get the ankles, try for your knees. If you can't get either of those, your strap comes in to lengthen your arms. Just to give us a little hip stretch here. And then let's release, straighten up those legs. We're going to put the right foot down and take the strap. I have a scarf. I rarely use a yoga strap anymore because I love this scarf so much. Let's move the ankle. So we're pulling, I'm going to bring my elbows to the floor. That's just important if you want to keep your shoulders a little bit more relaxed. And I'm going to turn my foot side to side. I'm pulling on one end of the strap and then the other, and I can turn my ankle. It's not a very big movement. And then let's pull down a little bit on the ball of the foot and the toes to move into the calf and the ankle, Achilles tendon, bottom of the foot. All of those places we don't think very much about stretching. Maybe the calf, but not anywhere else. And then we're going to release the strap. We're going to cross the left leg over the right leg, pick up the feet again, take hold of the ankles and draw them down towards your body, or take hold around your knee, or use your strap. Try to soften through your shoulders, neck, and jaw. Let's release the feet. Let's uncross the legs, and we're going to give ourselves a hug and a little rock. Side to side rock. Ah. And then one last little opportunity to move our hands and our feet, our neck. We're going to lift the arms and legs up into the sky, and all of the joints that are free and available to you to move, move them. Fingers and toes and ankles, knees and hips and toes and elbows and shoulders and everywhere. Neck, you can let your head turn side to side. And get them moving in all different directions, not just forward and back, but make circles and zigzags and spirals and all of those shapes that we see in nature. We can replicate some of that in our own body since we are nature. We are part of all of that. And then let's hug our knees once again. Give yourself a squeeze. Shoulders soft, neck soft, face soft, and feel the energy flowing through your body. When you're ready, release into whatever form you are taking for relaxation. Let your body choose where it wants to be, where it can be the most comfortable, where it can be still for a few minutes. Experience the last few deep breaths of your practice and then allow your breath to relax and soften just like your body. Becomes quieter, calmer, softer. We yield to gravity again and again. And we receive our practice. Deepen the breath again. Let your fingers move. Let your toes move. Let your head turn. And then bend one knee and then the other. Let's roll to the right. Let's arrive here in this place between our practice on the mat and our practice off the mat with gratitude in our hearts for our hands, for our feet, for our neck, for the head, the beautiful house for our brain, which is master control, and the brilliant design, the masterful design of our body, from which we can enjoy the ride. Let's feel gratitude for the breath that fills us with life, with prana, the life force, connects us to all living things and all things on earth. Gratitude for a practice which addresses all parts of the body and the mind and the soul. And then using your hands to push yourself all the way up. Feel the energy moving through your body. Feel the energy moving freely through your hands, through your feet, through your face. Maybe places you don't usually feel energy or don't think about it. Let's bring our hands together and feel the warmth of your palms as they touch and as they rest at the heart center. Feel the breath as it moves through your body. Savor that feeling of breath. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. May peace, joy, love, compassion, and gratitude fill your heart today and every day to overflowing. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my fundraiser. Happy first day of spring and happy International Day of Yoga to all of us. We've got the Power Thought deck here. I claim my own power and I lovingly create my own reality. I ask for more understanding so that I may knowingly and lovingly shape my world and my experiences. Lovely. All right. I thank you. You are welcome, Martha. Thank you. And I appreciate your being here. And I hope some of you will come back at 7. Be super relaxing. If not, I'll see you next time. I'll be teaching tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So hopefully
Thank
I'll see you
you.
soon. All right. Thank you.